What's up guys, Shane aka MustyYeti here. In today's video we're going to be reviewing a new holster that I just received from RedEye Tactical. If you guys have been with my channel for some time now, you have seen this holster. I reviewed this, I don't know, maybe more than a year ago. This is one of their earlier models. This is for a Smith & Wesson MP9. This is the only holster I have for that pistol, so whenever I go out shooting, I run this holster, and as you guys can see, it's held together just fine. It still functions flawlessly. Without me asking, they went ahead and sent me one of their newer models, their newer iterations, to test out, review, and share with you guys. Now, they've done a few things differently, changed a few things to really improve their holsters. So let's just go ahead and flip the camera around, take a closer look at this thing, and discuss it in a little bit more detail. Alright guys, so here's a closer look at the new holster and the old one that I reviewed a while ago. So the same is true now as it was back then when I reviewed this guy in regards to their products, the options, and the price. RedEye Tactical offers inside the waistband, outside the waistband. You can do right-handed, left-handed. You can do with a light, without a light. You can choose your cant. You can choose your sweat guard, your belt loop size, you name it. They can be purchased for as low as $40 with certain specific pistols. The average holster is between $50 and $75, which is definitely a price that is comparable to other options out there. You have several options when it comes to the color Kydex you want. They offer your typical black, flat dark earth, OD green, gray, coyote tan, and blood red. On top of that, they have some really cool trick options like a distressed American flag, a thin blue line, thin red line, and some other options. I'm pretty sure they can do any custom color you want to, guys. So if you're looking for something specific, don't hesitate to contact them and see if they can hook you up with some custom look. As you guys can see here on the new holster and on the old one, we have carbon fiber. I don't think that's an actual option, but again, I think you can request it and they'll do it for you. Again guys, if you're even remotely interested in picking up a holster, I highly recommend you check out RedEye Tactical, either their Facebook page or their Instagram, or go to their website, which I'll annotate down below as well. Contact them through there, see if they can hook you up with a pretty cool custom holster. Alright guys, like I said before when I reviewed this holster, I am no Kydex holster expert. I'm just an average guy who loves shooting and really does appreciate a good value when I see one, when I can get a product that will last longer than I will. So I have put enough rounds through this holster and this one especially, but this holster to give my thoughts and opinions and share them with you guys and let you know what I think. Alright guys, so let's talk about the overall look, the fit and finish of the sucker. So the edges on this turn, on this round guys, I am really impressed. I'll get a close-up so you guys can see it because I'm sure it's going to be out of focus because it's closer to the lens here. But on this specific holster, I'm really, truly impressed with the edges of this holster. They are as smooth as can be, and there are even points here where it looks like it's one sheet of Kydex. I'm guessing it's just the way it was ground. They kind of welded together. Very smooth. It's got like a nice matte finish, not super shiny or anything, but everything is very, very smooth where it won't catch on anything or scratch you or hurt you anyway. A really nice attention to detail there on the edges to make sure everything was done properly. Alright guys, next is going to be the rivets and the screws. So what I look for when I'm checking out a holster is just to see if the rivets and screws are even distance from the edge and also even distance away from each other. And as you guys can see, they are pretty much evenly spaced, if not perfectly evenly spaced, from the edge here and from each other. So really nice job there with the rivets. On top of that, we have some Phillips head screws, especially one here for the retention of your actual holster to your pistol. Some companies go with hex tools, which I don't prefer, because if something goes wrong, the chances of me having a hex tool out in the field is pretty slim, whereas I could take a spent casing, a shell, and probably make a Phillips head work. So you do have a way of adjusting your retention. Guys, I haven't actually touched this at all yet. The fitment here is perfect for me. On this table, and I'm trying to take this thing off, it is a little tight, but when it's on my belt, I have no issues pulling this thing. I kind of want it firm, so when I know when I want this thing, it's coming out. There's no accidental way of it popping out of the holster, but you have that nice verbal pop you guys are looking for, and it comes out pretty easy. Another thing to note, guys, is if you have a Kydex holster and it's really tight, and say you don't have this retention screw here, a good thing to do is just take some lube, gun lube, rub it on both sides of this thing, and it'll really help. As you can see, this holster didn't have a retention screw, and I had kind of a hard time drawing this MP9 from this holster. Put some lube in it on the recommendation from RedEye Tactical, and I talked to them, and this thing has been perfect ever since. So a little bit of lube goes a long way. So just remember that. But yeah, again, this retention is perfect. Again, you have that nice audible, so you guys know when it's holstered. and it doesn't come out with too many issues there. It's pretty easy. So let's go on to the next thing here. Alright guys, we've gone ahead and flipped the holsters over to talk about the belt loops a little bit. As you guys can see on the newer model of the holster from RedEye Tactical, we have a much different belt loop than what we had previously. I'm not sure if these on the new one are injection molded or if they're a piece of Kydex that's bent. I'm not an expert, I don't know, but as you can see they're quite a bit different here. And what I think I did notice when I got this thing is that the belt loops, I hope you guys can understand what I'm talking about, they're at an angle here. They're taller on the inside edges here to really make it easier to get your belt in through that loop. Now I didn't have an issue at all with this one, but as you can see we don't really have those angles to ease in putting your belt in the loop, but we have that there. So that's really nice. It made it really easy. And also you guys can see that we have, along with the rivets, we have extra holes here, so you can slightly adjust your belt loop to make your holster ride a little bit higher or a little bit lower, whatever fits you best. Alright guys, now to talk about just the holster itself, how it's made, how it looks. RedEye Tactical now does vacuum forming when making their holsters. I'm not sure if that was necessarily true with the older model, but with this new one, these are vacuum formed, which gives you nice clean lines, a really tight fit with your pistol. And I'm actually kind of shocked at the definition of this holster. If you look on the inside here, I'll try to get a picture of it. It actually, the Kydex, is imprinted in the Kydex, are just these very small serrations of the M&P. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. But you have a really good, clean definition with this holster. And of course, like before, they did the correct thing. They did a nice job of giving you a big channel here for your front sight post to easily slide in and slide out without catching on anything. So they did a great job of making this holster. They did it right and pay attention to the details, and it really does show. Alright guys, I thought I'd talk about how the pistol actually fits in the holster. Before I start playing with the pistol and showing you how it fits, the gun has been safety checked. There's no rounds in the magazine or in the chamber. We're all safe and good to go. But as you can see, the M&P9 is in the holster. We have a nice clean cut down the side of the pistol here. They've done the right thing and left a nice big open gap here so that when you draw your pistol, you can get a nice high comfortable purchase on your pistol before you draw it. On the reverse side, we have a nice high sweat guard here. Again, all these edges are really smooth. And another thing to note is that the corners aren't sharp. They're rounded nice and smoothly, so they won't have any sharp edges poking at you or anything. And again, we have this large opening left down here again to get that nice high purchase on your grip on your pistol. You also notice here that they've included a channel here to help prevent your levers or from getting either caught up on the pistol or the pistol getting damaged or your pistol damaging the holster. Either way, they've gone ahead and done the right thing here and left that channel to give space for those levers to go inside the holster. Inside the holster, I forgot to mention, is a nice big rubber bushing, so when you do have to tighten or loosen that retention screw, you'll have some pressure there to help tighten down and flex with your pistol. So again, this thing fits perfectly in here thanks to that vacuum form that they use. This holster definitely has everything you need and nothing that you don't. So that is how the M&P actually fits inside the holster. As you guys can see, this is a great looking holster that does this job very well. Its fit and finish is great. You definitely couldn't go wrong with a Kydex holster from RedEye Tactical. I've been running their previous generation holster, like I said, forever now, and it still runs like the day I got it. If this holster is the same as the older holster you see up here, this is definitely something you can trust, that you're going to spend your money on, and the product will outlast you. If you guys are interested or just curious, again, check out the website or Facebook I linked down below. Shoot them an email, tell them MustyYeti sent you, and see what they can do for you. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment box below. As usual guys, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.